that's just a fight-by-fight basis, you know. But, you know, in myself, you know, I feel like I'm not the fighter that I want to be, you know, and I definitely, you know, I have things I want to work on to get better. But, you know, whenever the title shot comes, I'm definitely ready for it.
Houston, another one for you. Going back home and training for whatever your next fight may be, what is it you want to add to your game, maybe work on, improve?
You know what, I'm not going to change anything. You know, it was just unfortunate that I got caught in that position. You know, the people that I work with are top guys, and I'm not going to change anything out. I'm going to get off the plane, and the next day I'm going to be right back in the gym. You know, it doesn't stop. I still have to do my job, so nothing's going to change.
Dana, Strikeforce had a 4-man tournament last night in California. Are there any chances of that coming to the UFC?
Any chance of what coming to the UFC?
4-man, one-night tournament in any weight class?
No, probably not.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't want to do it.
Has any decision been made on whether Dan Henderson will be fighting at 185?
Huh?
Has any decision been made? Dan Henderson said his next fight should be March 1st. Any
Did he
decision
really?
at 185?
That was nice of him to announce that.
Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, he's fighting March 1st.
Yes?
Anderson Silva.
Cool.
So how does that make you feel after all those efforts to get him to come down?
It makes me feel good. Finally. He's got a thick head.
That's going to be good.
Dana, did you see Couture tonight?
Yeah, I just saw him out in the hallway.
What's the status on
I was
that?
waiting. It took you guys 15 minutes to ask that question.
What's his?
Huh?
Did you speak to him about issues?
About what?
About issues, or do you
No.
want to sit down?
I said, how you doing? Yeah, about sitting down and talking.
So are you still on for a Tuesday meeting? or
Yeah, apparently we're supposed to meet last Tuesday, and I thought it was next Tuesday. So my communication skills, you know, just don't get any better apparently. The me and Randy thing. He thought I blew him off last Tuesday, so I'm batting 1,000 on this one. Yeah, so we talked about we're gonna get together after Thanksgiving.
Dana, if the sport does get legalized in New York, could you see New York holding numerous UFC tournaments like Las Vegas, or would you kind of keep it as like a special occasion, like once in a while type of deal?
What you have to understand is Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world, and you know, a lot of fights, you know, although you know the Garden has a lot of history and fight history and stuff, most of the fights are in Atlantic City and Vegas for a reason, because it's a lot easier. The venue's right there, the hotel, restaurants, it makes it a lot easier. You know, obviously we're going to have more fights in Las Vegas than we do throughout the rest of the country, but as we move this thing around, we're hitting a lot of these major states, you know, once or twice a year. And the more, you know, our focus is getting more and more television. The more television you get, the more fights you can put on, and the more places you can go.
Dana, can you talk about Spencer Fisher and your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, Spencer Fisher is one of my favorite fighters. I love that kid. I love the way he fights. I love his attitude. You know, and he went out tonight, and Frankie Edgar shut him down. But Spencer Fisher isn't going anywhere. He's a tough kid that always comes to fight. And, you know, he's the epitome of a fighter. I love that kid.
Frankie, I was sitting next to your father yesterday at the weigh-ins, and he stood up in the chair and was screaming your name, bloody murder. You didn't even look his way. I wanted to know what is it like to have the pressure? Is it more pressure trying to please the family than the pressure for yourself?
No. For me, the pressure for me is enough. I like to win. I hate to lose, and I want to win for myself more than anything. You know, and that just carries over to win for everybody else, you guys and everything. So it's all good.
Well, you made Dad proud.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frankie. Hey, Michael, is there any chance you'd be interested in a Matt Hamill fight coming off of this?
You know, I don't know. Possibly. You know, I think I won the fight, but I said last time I'd rematch him, but he had an operation on his knee. We'll see what the UFC want me to do. You know, I just said today before I want to fight again as soon as possible. I'll fight next week. You know, it's easy. I've got to do another 3 rounds right now. You know, I want to get back in there as soon as possible. And you know, I lost one tonight. I want to get back to winning ways as soon as possible. I made a couple of mistakes tonight. I think I should have pushed the pace a little bit more. You know, my opponent was tiring, and I still felt quite fresh.
You're going to be staying at 205?
I did say before this that if I lost this, I would go down to 185 because I couldn't make 185. I don't know. if you ask me in 10 minutes, I'll give you a different answer. I change my mind constantly on that. I think I like pizza too much. So we'll see.
Take a couple more questions. Any more?
Dana, you said you don't like to go into rankings at all, but where would you see Thiago Alves in the welterweight division?
That's a good question. I'm having a cough attack. Hold on. I have no clue. You know, this kid is, he's tough. He looks better every time he comes out. I don't know where I'd rank him right now. Off the top of my head, I have no clue. Any other questions?
Dana, when are you going to see Mark Soccer?
His guy is here this weekend and wants to talk to me. So probably soon. I don't know. Thank you all very much for coming tonight, and thank you for your support. I appreciate it.